Simpson. And Japan have gone absent without leave. This is Whitmore. Paul and Gale both available. It's still Whitmore. It is the Reggae Boys who take the lead.
Greetings, football lovers. Welcome to Ball Chat Podcast. My name is Benton, one of your hosts, part of the Ball Chat family. Happy Mother's Day to all the family. Junior, my family, how you doing, Bridget? Well, go on.
All right, well, go on. Let me tell you something. Last week, thanks for the coverage still, because we couldn't take it anymore. So I had to catch a flight, made it over to Manchester, and we'd have to deal with a thing on the field. So I am back.
Junior, you went and demonstrated the Glazers. You went all the way to London to them. And by the way, why the Brethren sweating so much, Brethren?
I was a peaceful protester. I actually just ran back from England, whole heap of swimming and thing, and I'm back. Sorry about last week. But as for this week, Mother's Day, big up to all the mothers that are watching right now. The reason why I'm sweating is because I actually have some things in the oven starting out for the mother in my house. And sorry, so my mother never about to eat something. But big up to my mother as well. Happy Mother's Day to all the ladies out there.
And Junior, when you talk about things in the oven, you're talking about food, right, Bridget?
What's food? Oh, yeah. Food. Edible food. Not
All right, football family, Ball Chat Podcast, all about reviewing some of the week's major news in the world of football. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers, as Junior said. We also want to say a special Happy Mother's Day to our one and only, the Ball Chat family member. Come on, she's away this week. Big up yourself. Come on, relax, enjoy your Mother's Day off. One love to come on, and all the mothers out there. Football family, Ball Chat Podcast, all about reviewing some of the week's major news in the world of football. We have Eden Hazard celebrating with Chelsea, the players after the Champions League semi-final. We'll discuss the reaction and the fallout from that. We have Panenka man himself, or attempt at a Panenka. Mr. Sergio Aguero tried to trick Edward Mendy, the Chelsea goalkeeper, in taking this in his Panenka attempt. We'll also discuss the French league, and Lille is running in hot. And we'll wonder what is going on with Gabriel Heinz, the Atlanta United manager. He's talking a lot, Brethren. Win some games and easy with the talking. Football family, if you're joining us on Ball Chat YouTube page, Ball Chat Facebook page, or FlowSports YouTube page, you can join the discussion. It's a live and interactive show. We'll kick it off with ballers and bugs, highlighting the impressive players, and not highlighting, but we acknowledge the unimpressive players of the week. Junior, who do you have as your ball of the week as an impressive player, Bridget?
Why, my ball of the week, the gunman himself, Mr. Cavani, the old gunman, the elder statesman. The man just can't stop score. So I got to give it to Cavani. I got to give it to Lille. I mean, I sat here a couple months ago and said, Lille soon fall off. Couple weeks ago, I said, don't worry, PSG soon take over. Well, when? If not, no, when? And we have to give Lille as all the credit in the world. So I got to give it to Lille. I got to give it to West Ham. Even though the results went against them this week, I have to give Moyes a baller of the year. I'm going to give it to him from early. Coach of the year for what he's doing with that West Ham team, because they're not good. They are not as good as we think they are, and they are fighting for Champions League play. So those are my ballers of the week.
Yeah, we have to dissect that ball of the week, our coach of the year, to David Moyes, as his West Ham team is wetting the bed down the stretch, Junior. Wetting the bed. Football family, if you have ballers and ballers of the week, send them on. Ballers as in the impressive players, send them on, and we'll get to the bugs in a second. Unimpressive players. My baller of the week, Junior, I want to give it to Lille, and especially Mr. Burak Yilmaz. Lille's Turkish center forward. He has scored 5-6 goals in the last 3 games or so for Lille. And is it so that Lille is going to dethrone the big bad PSG in the French league? Lille is looking impressive, but it's all about Burak Yilmaz. He's been instrumental for them down the stretch, scoring big goals at big moments for this team. Scored 2 goals in the recent defeat, in the recent victory over Lens. And I also want to give a ball of the week to Rubio Ruben, the bicycle kick man, bicycle goal man of Real Salt Lake. Tyrone Marshall of Jamaican's football background, former Jamaican player, is the assistant coach at Real Salt Lake. So there's a Jamaican connection there with Real Salt Lake and the Reggae Boys. But we want to give ball of the week to Rubio Ruben. Sensational bicycle kick. Football family, check it out on YouTube as Real Salt Lake defeated San Jose. It was a fantastic goal. Yo, Junior, you tried those goals at the football field last time and you almost injured yourself. And finally, baller of the week to Thomas Tuchel and Chelsea. I know Camon is away, so I'm going to go ahead and give it to them. They deserve a baller of the week. The way he has stepped in mid-season and elevated this Chelsea team. I don't even know what is special about this Chelsea team. There's nothing that I can identify that is really excellent about this Chelsea team. But what do I know? They are winning football games, and it comes down to Thomas Tuchel and whatever he's doing. So big up to Thomas Tuchel and Chelsea. They defeated Manchester City yesterday and delayed the celebration, the imminent celebration, as Manchester City has to keep that champagne and ice for the inevitable title. So those are my ballers of the week. Thomas Tuchel and Chelsea for doing an impressive job, making a Champions League final, defeating Man City. A very good week for Chelsea. Rubio Ruben, the bicycle kick man of Real Salt Lake, and Burak Yilmaz and Lille. Impressive running for Lille. Burak Yilmaz scored five goals in the last 3 games for Lille. All right, Junior, bugs of the week. Before we get to the bugs of the week, do you have any other ballers that you want to mention, family?
You know, I don't want, it's not ballers, but I heard a stat. About in 6 tries, my boy have not defeated David Moyes, Everton coach. Why am I drawing a blank right now?
Carlo Ancelotti. And don't diss the big general Tabo, your boy.
Up until today, Carlo Ancelotti has not defeated David Moyes in a head-to-head match in 6 tries. But I just have to highlight that. It is weird, but I have to highlight that. Also, we have to give it to the Chelsea women. We have to big up the Chelsea women for securing the title today. And we're going to talk about Barcelona in a minute.
Yeah, we'll get the bugs in a second, Junior. We'll get the bugs in a second. Junior, let's big up the family checking in before we get the bugs of the week. Who we got, Junior?
Big up to Mark Anuzi and Fresh Prince over on FlowSports. Mark Anuzi saying that his ball of the week is Inter Milan. I soon talk about your bug of the week, Mark. Also, Sean White saying, big up Sean, saying the ball of the week is Tuchel and the Chelsea team. Prime Minister said El Matador Cavani, the gunman, a theme baller. Jose Mourinho is also Prime Minister ball of the week. Boy, Prime Minister, I need an explanation on why Jose is your ball of the week. And the Prime Minister said the Man United FC Riot is his ballers as well.
Oh, jeez. We'll get to that in a second. We'll get to Jose Mourinho. Eminent move to Roma. Jose Mourinho is packing up his things as he's moving to Roma and as he was hired as the Roma manager. Let's get to bugs of the week, Junior. Unimpressive players of the week. Who do you have, family? Unimpressive players of the week.
Yo, a couple weeks ago, I said that 2 weeks ago I said Man U can easily struggle to finish second. I could foresee where they're playing all these games in a small space of time, but Leicester can sneak up on them. And look what Leicester go do versus Leeds. How can I not give Leicester bug of the week? But I can't get Leeds ball of the week because Leeds was just being Leeds. But Leicester,
Newcastle.
Oh, Newcastle, sorry. Yeah, Newcastle. Yeah. But Leicester, come on. Come on, Leicester. Also, I hear a thing today when I was watching the women's game, the Chelsea game, and them say, yo, the Barcelona women's game has been postponed, right?
Yeah.
And them say, because them have Champions League final. The Barca women game. Barcelona women is up by 16 points. Una don't win the league. Why you postponing the game? Run out the academy ball and make them play. You see the Spanish FA? Una go out so foolish. Listen to me. The Man U people and that I was on the field with last week. I'm going to visit Barcelona now. I'm going to talk to the Spanish people because my book of the week, Spanish FA, for giving the Barcelona women that week off just so they can play a Champions League final after being 16 points up, which is utter ludicrous. It is madness.
Yeah, Junior getting us bugs of the weekend. Before we get, Prime Minister says Joe's trick another side into hiring him. His agent gets the ball of the week. So pick up yourself, Prime Minister, and that's a very good point because Jose Mourinho does get a nice payout when he gets terminated. I think from Spurs, he got what, £15 million after Spurs fire him. I would like to know how much Romo will give him if he does end up getting the boot or getting fired down the road. So Jose Mourinho's agent is getting a ball off the week for finding a way to get his... Well, the man is doing his job. He's doing his job. And Junior, before we continue with bugs, we have to give Ivan Toney a ball off the week. Ivan Toney, I mean, there's a much talk about this player, about trying to join up with the Reggae Boys or trying to lure him into the Reggae Boys fold. But he's set the championship record for the amount of goals, 31 goals? Junior, Brechin, he's scoring a bag of goals. So we have to give him a ball of a week. And it would be nice to definitely see him join the Reggae Boys fold. All right, let's get to my bugs of the week. All right, Junior, did you want to say something about Toney?
I hope he forwards, but how many strikers? Why Jamaica all of a sudden feel like a Manchester United transfer news window? Like, how many forwards are we trying to get for Jamaica? Can we get a midfielder, please? Can we get a decent centre back?
Well, you don't know. We're fostering competition. We're fostering the more forwards, the more centre back, the more midfielders, the more quality players in the Reggae Boys fold will foster competition. We'll discuss that later on in Yard Ballers. All right, bugs of the week for me, or just bug of the week, is Arsenal and Mikel Arteta, especially Mikel Arteta. Junior, how you playing against Villarreal? And you need goals. You need goals to make it to the Europa League final. Arsenal needed goals. And you take off a Aubameyang? I don't understand that decision. Mikel Arteta in the post-match press conference said they did enough to win, to paraphrase. They said they got chances, they hit the post, but they didn't score. He also went on to say he knows what is wrong with Arsenal, or he knows the problems at Arsenal, but he just cannot speak of them. Mikel Arteta gets the bug of the week and chasing this game, needing goals at the end of the Europa League semi-final matchup against Villarreal. Mikel Arteta has Nketiah, and who else? Willian and Lacazette, and who else? And Gabriel Martinelli as a chance to be the people who's gonna win you the game. Brechin, you get the bug of the week. There's no way Aubameyang should have been taken off the field. William has just scored, what, 1 or 2 goals in 37 appearances for Arsenal, and he just scored today against Bug West Brom. So Mikel Arteta gets the bug of the week. We'll discuss that later on. Should Arteta continue in his role? But Junior, any other bugs? What the family saying about bugs of the week?
All right, so Mark is saying that his biggest bugs of the week is Arsenal and PSG. Big up Jamai Chelsea saying salute to the Chelsea women for winning the Women's League Championships. Big up Bridget Duyan. Duyan is an AC Milan fan, and he just randomly pop up and just post AC Milan 3, Juventus 0. I don't know if that is calling Juventus a bug or calling AC Milan a bug for finally beating Juve but falling out of the top spot from about 3 weeks ago. So Duyan, go and big up yourself, yeah? Also, bug of the week is Roma for hiring Jose. That's coming from Prime Minister. And Ramon saying Sergio Aguero is the biggest bug. Mr. Panenka himself.
All Let's get to our football roundup right now. Biggest bug. Junior, Sergio Aguero, Ramon, big up yourself, family. Ramon just brought it up. Man City needed a victory yesterday. This is the attempt at a Panenka. What would you do? The baller is trying to score in style. Your thoughts? And Sergio Aguero did come out and apologize. Your assessment of this game. Man City went into that game without a recognizable creative midfielder. He played Rodri in the CM position. You know, there was questions about they should have gotten an additional penalty later on with Raheem Sterling when Zuma's supposed to look like him need him on 9 back. But your thoughts on this Chelsea victory and this attempt at a Panenka by Mr. One, Sergio Aguero?
All that game showed me is that everybody on the field knew Man City had won the game. Everybody on the field know that there's a bigger game coming up between both teams very soon. And Aguero just looked like a brother that's about to leave a team that is about to get at least one more championship medal around him next. So it's like, whatever. I really, come on, never like to hear this, but I think Pep was teasing and tying with Chelsea yesterday. I really do. I really see it as, you know, like when people are test boundaries and test waters to say before they make them big splash. That's what Pep was doing and just trying something out. And yes, Aguero should have kicked the penalty better, but guess what though? If Mendy was the type of goalkeeper that guessed a shot and dive and the Panenka did work, we would be sitting here saying, oh, that was such a great penalty. And look how Aguero show him skill and show him experience. But just because it never work, it is what it is.
Yeah, and Pep Guardiola alluded to that. Big up yourself. Happy Mother's Day. Come on, join in the chat. Come on says that if that PK had worked, we would not have said anything. Pep Guardiola said that if it had worked, Aguero would have looked like a genius. But the generals that I know in this space, and I'm not a baller, the generals that I see take the Panenka, this reminds me of Amendola, or Lukman Amendola of Aston Villa, who tried something similar. I thought, Junior, when you're supposed to take a Panenka, you're supposed to wait till you see the goalkeeper drop down and chip it over him.
No. No, you can't do that because that is assuming that the keeper already start diving. Because remember, they removed that rule where you can run up to the ball and stop. And
well, put a pause.
Yeah, you can't pause.
Yeah.
You cannot pause on a penalty. So Aguero is automatically trusting
that the keeper is going to dive.
And that, yes, I'm trusting that with his run-up, with the way that he can remember, if you're a goalkeeper, they always say that they read the hips of the person that's run up to the ball, and if he opens his hips, that means that he's going to use the inside hand foot. Him close them hips, him going for the instep. Aguero looked like he opened his hips, so he was hoping that Mendy would have read the same keys and start diving early, knowing that it is Sergio Aguero. But Mendy, to his credit, you ever see Mendy in the goal on TV? Yeah. There's no reason for Mendy to dive early.
Yeah.
I'm going to put him right and out and then reach a post. So about just set up how
his wingspan is quite wide, yeah.
Yeah, so it's gamesmanship. But come on, you said Ty would do. I'm sorry, come on. Even as a Manchester United fan, the league was completed 3 weeks ago. So Aguero just trying something. You remember in a preseason when Balotelli in the preseason for Man City.
Oh, when Mancini and him almost catch up in a fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to me, it just felt the same way in this game. It just felt like City was just playing a preseason match. I'm sorry, come on. But that's how it felt. And it felt like Chelsea was doing the same thing too. I think Tuchel was sandbagging.
You think Tuchel was sandbagging? Let's get to the EPL table and to the EPL roundup. Man City just need another 3 points to wrap this thing up, Junior. It's only a matter of time. Where will they get these 3 points? They have Newcastle on Friday. Of course, Manchester United plays Leicester City.
Done.
Yes.
Where will they get the 3 points?
Yeah.
Friday
when they play Newcastle.
Done.
They don't.
Yeah.
Okay. as it relates to Leicester City, because I think we all agree pretty much that the league is wrapped up. It's inevitable. They just have to add some more ice. As it relates to Leicester City has a big game coming up this week against your Manchester United. Let's look at Leicester City's schedule. I mean, and this run for top four and try to make the Champions League. Leicester City, Manchester United. On Saturday they have the Chelsea, the look-aside Chelsea in the FA Cup final, and then on Tuesday, May 18th, they have the Chelsea in the Premier League. I mean, and then they wrap up with Spurs. Junior, Leicester City can actually finish the season without winning another game.
I'm not going to say all of that because Man U have Liverpool on Thursday, right?
Yeah.
We know how Ole stay, but if I was to pick between playing Leicester or playing Liverpool, which team would I put more influence on? Liverpool.
Okay.
So Leicester can easily beat Manchester United Tuesday and then make it interesting because with all of these teams being so close together, with Liverpool racing up and fighting for top four, they are going to bring their all against Man U on Thursday. So, yes, we can see a scenario where Leicester will not win another game. We can also see a scenario where Leicester can finish second. As crazy as it sounds, we can see a scenario where Leicester finish second. We can see a scenario where West Ham finish above Leicester. But Brendan Rodgers and him company, I just don't trust Leicester.
Yeah, and all right. So before we move away from Leicester, and we're gonna take a look at the other teams that are scheduled that are running for this Champions League spot. I mean, Chelsea definitely will be guaranteed a spot if they go ahead and win the Champions League on May 29th. Junior and Manchester United could be guaranteed a spot also if they win the Europa League. English League gets a maximum. Premier League will get a maximum of 5 places, no more than 5. So they don't get any extra space for having won this tournament. The Champions League winner and the Europa League winner automatically goes to the Champions League. What will happen? Do you stick with Brendan Rodgers if they do not make it after what happened last year?
But I said it in our WhatsApp group. To me, Brendan Rodgers is just an attacking version of David Moyes at Everton. Leicester is just what Everton was all the years under David Moyes. They get so close to where they need to be under Brendan Rodgers, and then it always just going to be, oh, that's just Leicester. That's not one of the top 16. Under Ranieri, they caught lightning in a bottle. That excuse is just sitting there like some champagne waiting to be popped on a honeymoon night. That they will just come up and say, oh yeah, we weren't expected to win the title. That was just a one-time thing. This team is overachieving. This team is a top 10 team at best. Because remember, we can't pull out Johnny Evans and say, well, that's Johnny Evans. Jamie Vardy is as old as Jesus slippers. So there's always that but when we talk about Leicester. And I think Brendan Rodgers is the right coach. I don't think that's the right team, though. I really do. I think that team need an overhaul for them to be competitive, for them to really challenge and they just might slip, trip, and fall and finish in the top 4. But they might finish in the top 4 and still in the Champions League.
Yeah, I mean, and Brendan Rodgers said they still have it in their. Brendan Rodgers says they still have it in their hands. He felt like there were some mistakes in the back defensively. Johnny Evans picked up an injury in the warm-up, so he wasn't able to play the game. And he said that Johnny Evans is the brain of that defense. Take from that whatever you feel. Johnny Evans is the brain of the defense.
You know what? Think about it now, Benton. Let's go into science real quick.
Yeah.
How much percent of the brain the body use?
How much percent of the brain the body use?
Yeah, I think it's 50%, right?
Well, I'll take whatever number you're throwing out there, Junior.
Well, let's say 50%.
All right.
And our 33%, whatever.
Yeah.
But remember, the human body uses a small percentage of the brain, right?
Yeah.
And if Johnny Evans is a brain, that means that he's a part of the brain of the defense that I use.
Let's look at Everton. Everton is still in with a chance for this Champions League spot, provided things do go their way. They have Aston Villa, they have Sheffield United, they have Wolves, and they wrap up the end of the season with Man City. Of course, they picked up a big victory today against West Ham. Your thoughts on Everton's running, and are they legitimately in? You think for a while that they're a Europa League team?
Yeah, but I would say they are odds-on favorite to finish in the top four. If there's a team fighting for top four that we can say have the easiest schedule, it will be Everton.
It will be Everton.
Because Man City, that last Man City game, Pep might reload the under 10s. They're supposed to beat Aston Villa. They're supposed to beat Sheffield United. And they're supposed to beat Wolves.
Yeah.
So that is a possible 9 points at least.
Yeah.
12 points max, 10 points realistically.
Yeah. Yeah.
They can easily finish in the top four.
Yeah. Yeah. And it seems like a foregone conclusion that Chelsea's already wrapped up a Champions League spot, but it's not official yet. Let's look at Chelsea's schedule real quick. They have Idiot Arsenal on Wednesday, or Bug Arsenal on Wednesday. Of course, they play Leicester City in the FA Cup final. Then they have Leicester City again in the Premier League. They wrap up with Aston Villa at the end of the season. Chelsea, I mean, it's what Tuchel is doing. It's a foregone conclusion that Chelsea is not in any jeopardy of not making it.
We know you're not going to score more than 1 goal against Chelsea. None of these teams score more than 1 goal against Chelsea, right? So we can at least guarantee these are all draw games, at least, and that's being disrespectful to Tuchel.
Yeah.
Yes, they should finish in the top four comfortably when it's all said and done. I remember I said at the start of the season that Chelsea is one of the good, most balanced teams. Lampard was proving me wrong, but Tuchel come out and is proving me right. He has a balanced squad.
What exactly is this brother doing? Because I cannot put my hands on it. He's won, he's lost 1 game since he arrived. That loss, I think, against West Brom. There's nothing that's special to me about this Chelsea team, but they're finding ways to win game. What exactly is this brother doing, in your opinion?
There's a lot special about that Chelsea team. That Chelsea team is a very balanced team from top to bottom. You can slice that team down the middle and fold them, and there won't be no extra edges. That's how balanced the team is on paper. To me, what Lampard and Camon did say it on the show. Camon did say Mount is going to be the hill that Lampard live and die on, right? If you notice, Chelsea right now are not as dependent on Mason Mount, but they are playing better. They are. And we saw Lampard putting Kante out to pasture, making Kante look like he's a 500-year-old midfielder. And we say, Tuchel come out now and say, no, Kante, you're a general. Come run the midfield.
Yeah.
So
I apologize, Chelsea fan. I stand corrected. There is something special about this team in N'Golo Kante. He is a special player.
No, but that's only you. Let's give it up to Mendy, because if you come on and say Mendy is her ball of the week, give it up to Mendy as well, because Mendy stabilizer. It's a Mendy and Thiago. Did you ever think Kurt Zuma would look the way he does right now? All the years Kurt Zuma playing football, you ever expected to see Kurt Zuma look so comfortable as a defender? Have you ever expected to see Rudiger? Me see Rudiger a run from the centre back, a run straight to attack, a look goal, and he's sprinting back in a dead sprint coming back. Did you ever think you would see Rudiger play like that again? That is what Tuchel bring. Tuchel bring a change in mentality. So the question would be, what the hell was Lampard telling them in the locker room for make the man them don't feel like they can play motivated? That's the real question.
That's the real question. Yeah, Thomas Tuchel is a proper manager. All right, let's look at Liverpool, the other team that's theoretically still in the running. One of the other teams that's still in the running for a Champions League spot. Liverpool's schedule. No, that's Leicester City. I don't have Liverpool's schedule up here. I don't have Liverpool. schedule, but Liverpool is one of the other teams that theoretically is in the running. I guess that is how unimportant they are that I didn't get their schedule.
Let me tell you who
Yeah,
Liverpool played against.
yeah,
One thing. So Liverpool's upcoming schedule is they play West Brom, they play in Burnley, they play in Crystal Palace, and of course they played against Man U. So Man U, West Brom, that's already relegated. Burnley, have nothing to play for, and Liverpool. I mean Crystal Palace. So they are looking at, because I think Liverpool can beat Man U Thursday, right?
Yeah.
They are looking at 12 points.
And so and for Liverpool, it's imperative to try to win all these games down the stretch to get to this Champions League spot, right? I mean, to give them a chance.
Yeah.
Yeah, to give them a chance. All right. So that's the roundup. It's all about champions running in for Champions League spot. We fundamentally believe that the title is wrapped up. Even the Manchester United fans say, "Yo, it's done. Let's just call it."
But let me just tell them this though: if Liverpool win all their games, the best they can finish is third. They cannot pass Manchester United. Man U's on 70.
Yes. So the Liverpool maximum points can be 69 points. Right. So they cannot get it. Leicester City, get it together, Leicester City. And officially West Brom is down. Sheffield United is down also.
Can't say Fulham gone to, you know.
Yeah, can't say Fulham gone. Fulham plays, I think they play Burnley tomorrow. So if they lose that game, they're officially gone. And I mean, it's quite appropriate because these teams have not really measured up all season, right?
In overall, but in spurts, I really thought Fulham had got it together with the GQ manager, but the man they run out of gas. They never trust Hector.
They never trust Hector. All right, they never trust Hector. But I mean, Michael Hector probably needs to find another team to get some more playing time. Let's continue our football roundup quickly. Let's look into another hot league that's really competitive and very entertaining down the stretch. Is the French league. Lille versus PSG is the running. What was the finals? This was at incorporating the 1-1 score between Lille between Paris Saint-Germain and Rennes. What did that game end up?
Well, I'm telling you in a second.
So Lille has 2 more games remaining, and it's huge for Lille to try to wrap up this French league title. They haven't won it in 10 years. Lille has Saint Etienne and they have Angers. Your thoughts, Junior?
Yo, and the game ended 1-1 with PSG. I can't bet against Lille. I was betting against them all along. They have to lose, obviously. They have to lose a game for PSG to even stand a chance, right?
Yeah.
But why should I bet on Lille to lose a game right now if they have come this far? And it's not like they're scraping through. It's not like, oh my God, they won it at the dead. It's not like them sputtering to the finish. They actually look comfortable coming down to the stretch.
Yeah.
So, I think Lille going to close it out.
Yeah. Junior, as we switch and we look at PSG schedule, what is the family saying in the chat?
Let's see. Big up. BM saying no team in professional football trusts Hector. Not even Jamaica. Why BM? And Jama is saying Pirlo had the best Panenka.
Oh, yes, Pirlo. And when I was thinking about real general in the Panenka space, I was thinking about Pirlo, you know.
Yeah. Ramon saying Rudiger is born again. He's also saying, my guys, can Atletico Madrid relax now? Because Simeone was having blood pressure problems.
Yeah, we'll get to La Liga in a second. Junior, this is the PSG schedule. PSG got Montpellier in the French Cup semi-final. They will play Reims, which is always a very tough match for them in the in league play, and they wrap up the end of the season. I mean, they have to win out all these games in league games to have a chance, right? And today dropping the points against Rennes, it should be a foregone conclusion, providing that Lille does not mess up.
It is yes, because like I said, they have to win all their games, right? And let me check the goal difference real quick, because that is the big difference now, is that Lille have
That PSG has a plus 12 goal difference as expected.
right. So Lille has to lose one of the games, and PSG have to win both games. It's just that simple. Now, if Lille draw one, win one, done same way. So, I PSG, your goose cookie, man. You should have beat the little idiot side and reach Champions League final.
Yeah, and one of the things that we want to say about Lille, I want to get your thoughts on it, is the difference that this player Burak Yilmaz has made for them. There's an excitement about Lille. I mean, this dude is scoring goals left, right, and center. He scored a rocket for them. Jonathan David, a Canadian international, is also doing well. There's a sense about Lille that they actually believe that they can win this thing. This current position of having 79 points after 36 games is the highest in the history of this team. So you're quick. I mean, the impact of Burak Yilmaz on this little outfit.
Well, 15 goals is nothing to stub your nose at. And like I said, they found themselves. I'm not going to say it's luck, but they saw an opportunity where the standard bearers PSG were faltering, and them say, all right, but we'll take, cause we've been talking about Lille. We've been asking if Lille was for real months ago, right? So again, it's not luck, it's not happenstance. The man them really playing fight.
Yeah, they're peaking at the right time and the business end of the football. Quickly before we move on from the French league, does Mauricio Pochettino have anything to worry about if he by losing the French league and losing the Champions League?
The seat will get warmer, yes, but
well, how warm the seat will get, Junior? How warm? I mean, even Thomas Tuchel won the French league. Laurent Blanc won the French league with them. I mean, Unai Emery won the French league with them. It's the French league for Paris is like something that is put away and secure.
So you're trying to get me to turn against my manager.
No, I'm just want to give an assessment of your manager, because we know to use an objective review of it when it comes to your manager.
Him seat will be warmer, and we don't know what Mbappe is going to do.
Big thing. Yes,
I'm going to make this argument to you now. If PSG gives up Mbappe, people going to kill me for this. And people who can email me, ballchatpodcast@gmail.com, and they can cuss me off all they want. But if PSG separate the stars, now, me personally, I would have kept Mbappe and or try to convince Mbappe to sign the contract and run with Neymar, right? But if I am left with one of them, I honestly think PSG as a team moving forward can possibly take the next step by losing one of the two ballers. And I'll kill my feet, but then a couple of years from now, and I'll say, well, Junior, they kind of right still.
Well, I guess we'll see a couple of years from now. So they're probably, let's see if they take the next step. Because speaking of ballers that have resigned with PSG, Neymar has committed till 2025. But did anybody want Neymar, Junior? Or could anyone afford Neymar? Neymar has committed to PSG till 2025. Kylian Mbappe seems like he may be on his way out. He has 1 year left on his contract, so it's either this summer that PSG can get something done for him, or next summer he goes for free.
I honestly would move on and collect the money right now if I was on PSG, because the value is not going to be high. But the question they ask, can anybody afford Neymar? No, nobody can afford Neymar right now, because COVID is still affecting teams and it's still scaring teams. We don't know what next year is going to be. Now, chances are we are moving towards a vaccinated world where we can probably see full stands starting in the fall, right? But that is playing a part into the decision why Neymar stayed at PSG for sure. You're not going to find a suitor that is willing to pay his ridiculous wages.
Yeah, yeah. So Neymar, the Hollywood baller, committed to PSG to 2026, 2025. Yeah, but I agree with you that if I was the chairman of PSG, Leonardo, I would try to keep Kylian Mbappe. But I mean, you can only keep those who want to stay, right, Junior?
Yeah, and BM is saying nobody wanted Neymar anyway. More hype and drama than substance. Now, a couple weeks ago, I quote unquote disrespected him by calling him a modern Robinho. And I took it back and said Neymar show him skill. But should I start calling him the new Robinho
No,
again?
don't do that. Don't do that. I think what Cameron said recently about we cannot depend on Neymar is quite appropriate. Neymar, I mean, he's still entertaining. I think for PSG to have to win the Big Years trophy now that they've committed to him, they might have to go get some leadership with the few pennies that they have left.
But see, Jamai saying Carlo won the league with PSG. So, hola, so everybody, if you're listening on FlowSports or YouTube, so what should PSG do with Pochettino? Should they move on? So it's three options. Move on, heat up the seat, or carry on as usual.
Yeah, but I mean, he came in as a big manager. He's an exceptional manager. Thomas Tuchel is the man that he replaced is doing exceptional at Chelsea, right? I mean, he's supposedly got more talent at Paris, and he's in a league that is supposed to be less competitive. So it should be a foregone conclusion that Pochettino and PSG should have wrapped up the French league. And they may very well win, I mean, if Lille falter at the end. But the fact that they're struggling at the end to win this trophy, which even you and I could coach PSG and win the trophy, Junior, makes me wonder, is Pochettino really the man for this job?
Here we go. All right.
Stepping over to La Liga, continue on La Liga football roundup before we get to yard ballers and women's report. Junior, Atletico Madrid drew with Barcelona. It was a horrible game in terms of boring. Can Atletico Madrid breathe a little bit easier now? They drew. Real Madrid had a chance to take the lead, but they drew with Sevilla.
Can they breathe?
A little easier now, little easier, Junior. Knowing that Real Madrid has made one slip.
No, they can't. Because Real Madrid now don't have to worry about Champions League, right?
Yeah.
So, yes, Atletico Madrid, yes, Real Madrid might have slipped. But it's not like, say, you wearing slip-resistant shoes.
Yeah.
Atletico Madrid can easily slip up again, right? So no, I think they get the Barcelona monkey off their back. I think Barcelona is done trying to win the league, but Real Madrid is a team that they just seem poised to just snatch it at the end. I don't know why. It just feel like if Atletico Madrid does not win the championship at the end, we're all going to say we saw that coming.
Yeah.
It's a train wreck we saw coming. That train was derailed months ago, and it just slowly came to this conclusion.
Yeah. And Atletico Madrid has Real Sociedad, Osasuna, and Valladolid left. These should be easy games, but in Atletico Madrid, there's no such thing as easy games. Real Madrid has Granada, Atleti, and they have Villarreal remaining. So, does one Mr. Cholo Simeone, would you warm up the seat on him if they find a way to give this thing away, if they don't win this thing?
For Cholo, it's different than Pochettino. To me, it's apples and oranges. Pochettino came into a situation where you're expected to win the league title yearly. Yeah. Cholo is coaching a team that is not one of the top two teams in Spain, and love it or hate it, Spanish football, La Liga, has always been run by two teams plus one.
Yeah.
If anybody can remember Deportivo La Coruña, Villarreal, Atletico Madrid, all of these little teams come through in their little phases and have their little runs, right? if you get rid of Simeone, are you sure you're going to end up in a better situation?
Yeah.
So what we'll be saying, is the next coach that is coming in is expected to win the title.
Yeah.
We are expected to win La Liga next year.
Yeah.
It is Barcelona and Real Madrid that have a gazillion dollars, that's still fighting over the Super League, that still can pull in money, that still can bring in some generals. So we are saying now that Atletico Madrid is on par or better than Real Madrid and Barcelona, which is why we have to get rid of Simeone. That's a hard argument to sell to them.
Yeah, it's all about the options, but I think it's a big deal for him to finish this season by winning this title, so he can attract further talent and hang on to the players that he has. Stepping over to Serie A quickly, Junior. But we want to focus more on Juventus. Juventus falling out of the Champions League spot. What's going on with the old lady, Junior?
Why the old lady want a hip replacement? I'm disappointed. Hey, Pirlo, you talk about seat, this, and Pirlo probably don't have a seat to sit on. Pirlo might even be going back to his office and I say, wait, why is my name not on the door anymore? We want to be potted plants I have in here. Security, why we can't now work?
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man. If Pirlo is still the coach at Juventus next year, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, interestingly, in an earlier clash for Champions League spot against AC Milan beat the bricks, beat and teach Juventus, Junior. AC Milan scored 3 goals. That was the last score I saw. Imagine AC Milan scoring 3 goals with an injured Zlatan Ibrahimovic off the pitch. So this is how bad things are at Juventus. I mean, Junior, the things just, I mean, and Cristiano Ronaldo has a decision to make in the summer on what happens with this, with this manager too. Can they hang on to Cristiano Ronaldo if they're
gone? I think Ronaldo gone. There's no reason why. There's no reason why he stayed here. This is a rebuild.
Yeah.
And having a personality like Ronaldo there will only hamper the rebuild.
Okay.
Because you can't bring in any young ballers around Ronaldo and expect them to blossom right now. So no, I think he's gone.
You think he's gone? Let's see if Ronaldo. Speaking of managers joining the Scudetto, Sira, Mr. Jose Mourinho, what a brother for fine work, was announced as a new manager for Roma this week. 9 lives, Junior. Early reading on Jose Mourinho appointment to coach Roma next year, starting next year.
You know what? I think this is a perfect. I think this is a perfect situation. Tottenham is eerily similar to Tottenham. It's eerily similar to the Tottenham job, right? But he doesn't. He has an aging Dzeko. He has Mkhitaryan that we know he doesn't like. He has Smalling that we know that he doesn't like, right? So we know that squad is going to be overhauled. We know that. We know right off the bat that he's going to bring in 4, 5, or 6 signings right off the bat, right? And they don't have that much landmines in Italy like they did in England. I think Jose's Achilles heel in England was there were too many landmines for Tottenham to bypass. There are too many teams out there that ready to kick off your face. In Italy, it's different. Italy only have 3 teams: Inter, Juventus, AC Milan. No disrespect to Atalanta, no disrespect to any of the other teams. But we're talking about Italy here, where it's always standard bearers. So Roma, it might work out to be a blessing for Jose. This might be where you say different coach, same results. Our same results, different team.
Same coach, different players. see him coach different players. Last time Jose Mourinho was in the Scudetto, he won with Inter Milan, elevated Inter Milan to it. I mean, we will see. It's a tough ask to rebuild AS Roma, but he's a serial winner. Junior, before we step to away from the Scudetto or stepped away from how many years will you give him to try to get it right? I mean, you said that Mkhitaryan.
Define right though. What is right?
Right, ultimately is winning a trophy. And it doesn't matter. Roma needs something. Whether it's a plastic trophy, the Coppa Italia, ideally it would be great to win the Scudetto. It would be great to win the Europa League. How many years do you give him to get it right? I mean, usually he's a very good second season manager historically, except when it comes to Spurs.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say I'm winning a trophy next year.
Okay. And yeah, it'll be an interesting thing. Quickly, before we continue our roundup, Junior, Spurs, Junior, cannot find a manager. And we're speaking of Jose Mourinho, the former manager of Spurs. Why is it so hard for somebody to get the job at Spurs?
Why is it so? Maybe he might get the job at Spurs.
Why is it so hard to hire a manager, Bridget?
You run with your manager that brought you through to perennial success, brought you to the doorsteps of success, right? You run with the manager for years. You never back that manager. You never give him any transfer money for bringing any transfers them that he wanted. And he milked that team as much as he want, right? And you run him well. And then you turn around and bring in the special one. And then you run him well. A week before a cup final, knowing how much winning champ trophies mean to said manager. The same week, we're going to try break away from the Premier League and try go in a Super League, think say you're a super side. You tell me, Benton, which manager in them right mind want to go coach a side that one, feel like they are Super League potential, two, are not committed to their last two coaches in different scenarios. They weren't committed to Poch to give him transfer money, and they weren't committed to Jose to at least make him finish out the season just because they were going to get Super League money.
Yeah, it's definitely not an attractive job, Junior, but at the end of the day, Pochettino didn't win anything. And yeah, granted, he will see what happens with him at PSG. He's a very good manager. Seems to be a good manager. But ultimately, they need to win trophy. There seems to be having trouble at Spurs attracting manager. Even Brendan Rodgers of Leicester City has apparently turned that job down. Rafa Benitez is out there. Gasperini of Atalanta apparently there's words that they might take a look at Gasperini at Atalanta. Junior, who do you see end up taking this job at Spurs ultimately? Because for planning purposes and for football decision to occur in what could be a very busy transfer window, they need to get that next manager in.
I think their next manager is unknown. I think they're not going to splash for the next manager, right? And I think the Spurs brass are sitting down and hoping and praying that all the teams that try to go into the Super League face some suspension, some this, give them a cushion where them can say, all right, this year is a wash. Because if you find all of these teams and dock them points where they have no chance of winning the league, probably no chance of winning of competing in the top four, that gives Spurs an opportunity now to bring in a young manager and to just clean house. That's where all of the ball of them and reset. They need that 1 year to reset. And I think they're hoping for that. That's why I think their next manager is a little no-name brother.
So do you stick with Ryan Mason, who is currently the manager interim?
Hell no.
So he's a no-name manager, Junior.
Well, a no-name manager that can at least win a couple games.
A no-name manager. Before we go to the Women's Football Report, family, Cadiz Fisher. Yeah, go ahead.
Somebody saying Junior is the next manager at Tottenham Hotspur. I never know say Junior is a player of Brazil. I come try coach Tottenham.
No one wants this Tottenham job. It seems toxic. Before we get to the women's football report, Junior, Bayern Munich officially Bundesliga champions, 9 consecutive titles, 31 top flight champions title in German football. Quickly, your thoughts. I mean, it's a foregone conclusion. They defeated Borussia Mönchengladbach 6-0. They won the game, won the title before they even took the field because of the loss of RB Leipzig. Even Leroy Sané scored in that 6-0 victory over Mönchengladbach.
Benton, the sun rises in the east, it sets in the west. Water is wet. The composition of water is 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom. And Bayern Munich win the Bundesliga. Those are all facts. So we don't have to talk nothing more. But Ramon is saying Scott Parker is the next Tottenham manager.
I mean, why not? Anybody could get. I mean, hire him. Yeah, Scott Parker, Eddie Howe. I mean, who knows? I mean, yeah. I mean, hire him. I mean, even Sam Allardyce probably could get it. I don't know. I mean, who cares about Spurs? Yeah. All right, let's get to the women's football report. Kadish Fishley family, how you doing? Wagwan. Kadish is not hearing me. Kadish is not on.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I'm here.
How you doing?
I'm good. Champions of England.
Yeah, champions of England. You know, how you enjoying the Mother's Day?
It's good. It's been when I was treated to a cake and some ice cream, so it's been pretty good.
Yeah, man. Happy Mother's Day. Thank you for taking the time, and we really love and appreciate the work that you do with the next generation of kids and potentially ballers coming through the ranks. All right, let's get to the football report. As you said, Chelsea is now the women's champions of the English football. Your thoughts on this Chelsea team? I mean, it seems like it was a one-side tournament.
I mean, I've said it pretty early out. This team is absolutely ridiculous. They are mentally strong, and they now have 2 titles out of a possible 4, and I see them going all the way.
You see them going. I mean, who were some of the top for you? Frank Kirby was exceptional. I mean, Sam Kerr was exceptional. I mean, who were the players that stood out for you?
The thing for me, as you said, it's definitely Sam Kerr was one. She has proved me wrong, because initially at the start of the season I was very critical of her because she wasn't finishing the chances, and as the season progressed she proved me wrong every week, and she was able to finish top scorer in the league overall. I think Pernilla Harder has come in and done a good job, and I've seen a difference in how she plays. She's not the only person on the team who is pushing the team to win, as in the case with Wolfsburg. I think with Wolfsburg, she was the main person. Here at Chelsea, she's able to share the job with Frank Kirby and Sam Kerr and Sophie Ingle, who is a Welsh midfielder, who is just, the team from top to bottom is just good. And then when you look at it, like, you have the starting 11, and then they have a strong bench as well, because you look at the players who are benched, and you're like, who can really beat this Chelsea team on a good day?
Yeah, impressive. And before we continue the women's football report, say a few words about your big coach, Emma Hayes. I love the way she emotionally leave everything on the field, and sometimes in those press conference, she keeps it real.
She does, and she's someone I would love to meet eventually.
Yeah.
I've been watching Chelsea for the Chelsea women team for a few years now, about 3 or 4 years now, and I have subconsciously taken a lot of things that she's done, and I've used it in my own game. I've tried to build my players to be as mentally tough as she has built this Chelsea team to be, and she's a great role model. I would love to meet her.
All right, management, make a call next time you go to England. Line it up. Emma Hayes and our own special Kadish Fishley. All right, make a connection for management.
Right.
Continuing our football, our ladies football roundup. Barcelona also champions.
Yes.
This is
So it's champions versus champions in the Champions League final.
yes. But before we get to
Yes.
the Champions League final, what about this Barcelona ladies? I mean, was it a one team league?
I think it was, in my opinion, because they've had this league one for a number of weeks now, and they still have a few I think they still have a few games in hand, and I haven't watched the league, but I've watched them in the Champions League, and they are absolutely ridiculous. They play the Barca way, and we know how the Barca way is. I've seen them pass themselves out of a predicament, and it's amazing to watch. It honestly is. And I really thought PSG was going to beat them, but they just took it to another gear in the second leg.
Yeah, passing machine, tiki-taka style. Setting up the Champions League final between your Chelsea and this Barcelona outfit. Take your bias off and assess this game objectively. This Champions League final coming up May 16th.
Yes, which is next weekend.
Next weekend.
Objectively, it is going to be a tactical affair. And I say that because I think Chelsea is going to set up in such a way to not allow Barcelona to play their game. And if that is the case, it will be interesting to see if Barcelona can come up with a plan B or a plan C. And in the last few weeks, the fullbacks for Chelsea, Jess Carter and Neem Charles, they've proven to be immense. And a lot of fans had written off Jess Carter initially, and she came in the Wolfsburg game and she was amazing. And every game since then, she has been amazing. So the fullbacks for Chelsea are going to be very important because the forwards for Barcelona are very fast. So it is going to be a tactical affair, and I think it's going to be end to end as well.
Yeah. Before we get your prediction, your Chelsea left back, I think her name is Jones. Is that Nia?
Jonna Anderson.
All right, Nia, is it Nia Anderson or
no? Jonna Anderson from Sweden.
I mean, I saw her in the Wolfsburg game, and she can be had.
Because
Wolfsburg directly was going at her. They definitely, broke her down a few times, beat her off the dribble. But Wolfsburg did not have a center forward to really put the ball in the back, and that goalkeeper that you guys have, I mean,
is amazing.
She's something
and I
else.
think that's what happened in the second leg versus Bayern. I think the coach realized that Anderson was, when it comes to pace and people dribbling towards her, she's not the best. And she made a change in that second leg against Bayern Munich, brought her off, which I thought was a bold move at the time because she's one of her best left backs, and brought in a young player in Neem Charles, who is actually for the first time playing in the fullback position because she is usually higher up the pitch. And she came in and she did a great job. Bayern could not break her down on that side.
So official prediction for you for this game.
Chelsea is going to win on penalties.
Yeah, Chelsea's got Women's Champions League final this Saturday, this weekend, May 16th.
This Sunday.
This Sunday, May 16th.
Yes.
Chelsea versus Barcelona, FC Barcelona. Continuing the women's football report, Kadisha Bonisha, 31 goals for FC Bordeaux. She are going with fire. What else going on in women's football?
Well, speaking about Bonnie, which brings me to Jamaica. Jamaica seems to be making some strides in women's football. I saw a provisional list, and I was happy to see Drew Spence from Chelsea, Rebecca Spencer from Tottenham, and Jade Bailey from Liverpool on the list. And it shows me that the JFF is actually saying, okay, we can do something in women's football, and Drew Spence is a huge coup. I don't know how she's not playing in the English setup, but she's a very gifted technical player. And if we can build our midfield around her, Bunny is going to score a number of goals.
Okay. Big up family. Anything else going on in women's football?
Oh, we have to big up the Portland Thorns for winning the NWSL Champions Cup Challenge Cup.
Yes.
I was able to watch that game, and I don't know why it took them penalties to win it. They broke down Gotham FC so many times. At one point, I was like, all right, just because you guys are so graceful, New York needs to win this. Just because you guys are so graceful.
Yeah, Portland Thorns is a standard bearer in that league. They're in Houston Dash. So it was like you, I was surprised that it went to PKs. But any other news going on in women's football?
Well, other than the Barca winning and Chelsea winning their leagues, there are still a few leagues to go. PSG is still on top. They play Olympique Lyonnais I think they play them next week, which will be the title decider. And Juventus is on top. Juventus is going to win. So it's just those two teams from the major European countries that are left. And then in a few weeks, we'll be wrapping up the women's league overall.
And we have that it was the Coppa Italia, ladies Coppa Italia with Jamaican own
Alison Swaby.
Yes.
That.
When do we know when that final is?
I don't think that final has gone as yet, but they beat Juventus to make it to the final. I think that was the second time they were beating Juventus because they beat them in the first leg. So it's a good look for Jamaican players. We are doing well, and I mean Bonnie has dragged the Bordeaux to the Champions League, and she should be moving to England. We'll see about that, but it's a good look for our ladies.
Yeah, ladies doing well. Plus, the Reggae girls are also getting ready to play a competition here in the States, right?
Yes, that is true. I think they played Nigeria and the United States.
Yeah, and two friendlies in the Texas starting June 10th.
Yes.
We'll touch that in Yard Ballers coming up, but family, happy Mother's Day. Stay safe out the road. And looking forward to this Women's Champions League final. Barcelona versus Chelsea. And you're sticking with your Chelsea prediction.
Sticking with the Chelsea prediction. Chelsea winning on penalties.
We'll see you next week, hopefully for a recap of that Women's Champions League semi-final. Look at more family.
All right, bye. Bye, Junior.
Look at more, Kadish. Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
Junior, let's wrap up with Yard Ballers. Come on, is away, so let's wrap up with Yard Ballers. Quickly, Andre Gray scored 1 goal to help Watford beat Swansea. These are come on notes, family, so we're going to go through them quickly. Ivan Toney scored 31 goals and break the championship record. Junior, I want to get your thoughts on this Ivan Toney brother again, because surely management of the JFF must be making extra moves to sign Ivan Toney. Or not sign him, but let him commit to the Reggae Boys. 45 games, 31 goals, 10 assists. The youth look hot like fire, Bridget.
Again, I'm gonna ask again, how many strikers do we want?
Bridget, just change your answer. We need as many goal scorers as we can get, all right?
But how many? You can only play with one football, and we can only play with one striker, right?
Yeah.
So,
we can play with 2 strikers too. It just depends on the system.
So we're barely going to play.
Yo, some man can want bench you, you know. This is a competition, you know.
No, all right. That is true. I 100% agree.
No man, no guarantee no starting lineup. No starting, you know.
But Michael Antonio, right? We can't forget about Boza.
No, we can't forget about Boza, yeah.
We can't forget about Nicholson. To me, I liked, yes, Tony, you had a good run in the championship, and that's cool. and all, right? But don't you think we are kind of jumping the gun a little bit? We have never seen him play one in the Caribbean, in CONCACAF region, and we don't know how he's going to mesh with the team. We just don't know. And yes, and everybody out there might be killing me right now and say, you don't want the best Jamaican side. Well, the best Jamaican side don't normally mean the best stats getters, right?
Yeah, real talk. That's true.
It's a fit. So I don't know if he fits. I don't know. And if Jamaica, look at Nichols, look at Shamar Nichols, look at Michael Antonio. Even with those two players right now, I don't even know who they can't play together, they can't start together. To me, look like he's more of a faster striker. So maybe he will fit, but then you have to play two strikers. Because I don't think he can play as a number 9. It's a waste of time bringing in Michael Antonio and have him rubbing bench, right? So it's an embarrassment of riches. I wish we had a center midfielder that we can lean on right now. That, to me, that is more important.
Then
in a roundabout way, yes, bring him in, but that just means so we can't talk about a local striker. We can't talk about an RSPL striker. We can't talk about an MLS striker. Nicholson probably don't get a jersey. He's going to be in the squad, but he don't get a jersey. Let's just be honest and keep it real.
But I mean, I hear what you're saying. There's a lot of unknowns about Ivan Toney, and the biggest unknown, we don't even know if Ivan Toney want to play for Jamaica.
Exactly.
That's a big unknown because, I think with these numbers, he definitely should be getting the eyes of the English coach, Gareth Southgate. So, I don't know. I just know that he has had a wonderful season. His story is quite impressive, coming through the ranks, being at Newcastle. I think he was in Newcastle set up for a while, or with Newcastle for a while. So we will see. He's hot now like fire, but like you said, there are a lot of unknowns, and we can't just say every month, But we will see. But impressive numbers by him. And ultimately, we'll see what he does when he should be in the Premier League, ultimately. Continuing the yard ballers roundup, Khadijah Shaw scored 31st goal for Bordeaux. It's only inevitable that Khadijah Shaw move on, right, Junior?
Inevitable, and I think this is going to be a real test of it's going to be a real test of marketing, to see what the Reggae Girls marketing and what the Reggae Girls brand is like, right? And sorry, Kadish wasn't on, but this is a question I would like to ask, especially somebody that follows women's football in England.
Mm-hmm.
How much does the brand of the player factors into that player being attractive by a club? Because we're throwing out Manchester City, we're throwing out all these teams out there, but we have to remember who Khadijah Shaw is. She is a very good striker that's from Jamaica. But is she marketable? And it sounds weird. Though.
Yeah.
At this level, that is part of what goes into you being attractive to bring you into a club.
Yeah.
Look at what's her name? Sam Kerr, that plays for Chelsea.
Yeah, Sam Kerr, yeah.
Is Khadijah Shaw Sam Kerr in terms of bringing eyes to the TV, bringing eyes to the brand? So I think it's an interesting proposition. I think it's a test, and I hope that she has the talent. We know that the talent is undeniable. There's no question about the talent, no question about her ability. She can do well in England. I just hope now that everybody did their homework and put the X's and O's together, put all the pieces together, and pave the way for Khadijah to now get on the field to show that she belongs there. Because when that happens, Benton, you do realize that the Reggae Girls it's going to be a pipeline that is about to open. And Khadijah Shaw,
hopefully, this is true. Yeah. There's a pipeline because the talent is there, So these early trend setter, early peer setter is integral to that pipeline, for others coming behind them. Just like how Bibi Gardner was integral back in the day for others coming behind him. our Lindy De La Pena man was set me was integral back in the day. Kemar Lawrence returned, continuing our yard ballers report. Junior Kemar Lawrence returned to the MLS, signed with Toronto FC. Junior, are you surprised by this move? Kemar Lawrence, MLS Supporter Shield champion 2015-2018, MLS Best 11 2018, MLS R-Star 2019, CONCACAF Gold Cup Best 11 2017, 60 caps and 3 goals for Jamaica. I mean, when he played in the MLS, he was probably the best left back. Your thoughts? I mean, I when I saw the news, I was a bit surprised.
Surprised? Are you surprised that Toronto signed him, or surprised that Kemar decided to come back to Toronto?
So we on this notion of players moving to the so-called bigger leagues, right? And these bigger leagues are theoretically, at least based on the metrics, are in Europe, And so the league that he was in, the Belgian league, wasn't a bad league. I would say it's a better league than MLS. So to that end, I mean, I envisioned that the next step for him was to do something with Anderlecht and then maybe move on to another top tier league. But I understand that it's not just about football. There's also a family component, and there are other things that plays into that decision. So that's why I was a bit surprised, because I was expecting him to then go on to another league, but I didn't consider the other things around it.
I was going to highlight that these professional young men will look at them, and it's not a knock on you, because I do the same thing as well, and we all are fall victim to this, where we look at them as, it's not to say that they are robots, but we look at them like the human element or the human factor is not there, because we try to look at it through our eyes as people that love the sport but cannot play the sport at this level. So, like for me personally, I would say, if I was Kemar Lawrence with that talent, brother, trust me, I try reach England,
Yeah.
But Kemar Lawrence might not want to play in England.
Yeah.
At this time, and that might be the case. It can be a sad story. It can be a story of redemption. It can be a happy story. It's just that the story is still being written, and it's one of those things where, like how we always bring on some long time baller and we say, what is your best memory, or any regrets you have, or anything. I am hoping 5 years from now, when Ball Chat is on a network, when FlowSports is on a big time network, and we're on TV, I'm hoping that when we have Kemar Lawrence, not 5, 10, 15 years from now, with Ball Chat brand still out there, when they say, Kemar, what was your greatest achievement, or what is your happiest moment? I hope it is, I remember in the time of COVID, when I came back from Anderlecht, and it was a great decision to come back to Toronto. I am hoping that is a happy moment and not a regret.
Yeah. And it's really a pleasure to get the best left back in the MLS, to see him week in and week out. When he was at Anderlecht, it was, but it's like you said, these are not robots. These are people that have other things that affect this decision. So welcome back to the MLS, and he has worked with the family at Toronto. Worked with Chris Amos when he was at the Red Bulls. So these are not unusual people for him. Quickly wrapping up our football yard ballers report. Tiffany Cameron and Ferenc Rossi won the Hungarian league. Reggae girl Chantel Swaby scored her first goal since joining Rangers. And the Reggae girls will play 2 friendlies in Texas. They will play Nigeria on June 10th and the USA on June 13th. As it relates to the Jamaican Premier League, the Jamaican Premier League has been given the go-ahead to restart, although no date has been given. Teams are allowed to train, but there's no official start date. Yard Ballers report. That's how.
Big up. Prime Minister. Prime Minister said taxi good. Seem like the side rating him, but there's more to the move than we know. You are 100% Prime Minister. 100% right, but that's taxi's story to tell.
Yeah, exactly. And I totally agree. And like you said, we have to remember these are people. Them are not robots. So big up, welcome back, Taxi, to the MLS. Just go easy when they play Atlanta United next time. Yeah, Junior, that in a yard ballers. Do we have any other comments that you want to highlight on Flow Sports or anywhere?
I want to big up all the mothers them. Let me tell you something, people. In our culture, when we hear somebody say, "Boy, the brother just tell me about my mother," is normally something disrespectful. It's normally something that normally bring a fight out, right, Benton?
Yes.
But right now, I'm gonna tell everybody about their mother right now while I watch the show. Big up to the mother, and your mother is the best mother in the world. Your mother, I'm talking to you, whoever you are. For you, your mother is the best mother in the world. For me, my mother is the best mother in the world. My wife is the best mother in the world for my kids as well. So big up to all the mothers on Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. Fellas, take care of the ladies, man. And every day is Mother's Day, It's just that today is that one day we just put a little extra spice on it. So be like me. Carry out the woman, go get her ice cream, man.
Yeah, not Roman Reason, Junior. Not Roman Reigns. Balcha, Crimen says, big up Fran and fine Mother's Day. Big up Fran of Ramon Osborne. Big up yourself, family. Big up yourself, football family. All those who join us on Flow Sports. You can join us on Instagram at Ball Chat Podcast. We're on Twitter at Ball Chat 1. We're on Facebook at Ball Chat. Email us at ballchatpodcast@gmail.com. Happy Mother's Day.
Friendly reminder. Remember, the Ball Chat watch-alongs are coming in the summer. When Jamaica plays, we will be doing a watch-along, so log on.
Yeah, but we might just do a watch-along for the Champions League final, because imagine, come on, and Chelsea. Jeez.
But yeah, look more.
Carry out the woman, the mothers, for some ice cream, Junior.
Ice cream, what's that?
Ice cream. Bless her family. Look more.